All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to Feminist got mad when Brian told her they're not getting chivalry. Damn, let's jump in.
You are a stripper. A foe, no men worth their salt is giving you an open door. Opening a door isn't basic decency. It's earned. To the 40-year-old, you're cooked and a feminist. Do you want to respond to the cooked feminist statements?
I'm actually not, but see, like, I don't agree with her lifestyle, and if I didn't think she deserved those things, I just wouldn't
Are you
date.
able to scoot a little bit just so we get you in
Yeah,
the frame?
I wouldn't date her if I didn't feel like she deserved dinner or whatever. I just wouldn't date her.
Sure.
But knowing what she does, even though I don't agree with it, I'm not going to let the door slam in her face because I have human decency. And if you see like an old lady walking, are you going to hold naturally? Even I hold the door for old ladies and old men. So it's not, they're not earning that. It's just being a rude person. So I completely disagree.
I mean,
wait a second. The first date is the getting to know you period.
Right.
So then by that logic, then if I was on a first date and you had disclosed that you had ever been on OF, I should just get up and be like, you're not worth human dignity. Fuck off and leave, right?
I screen people before, like I'd have a conversation with them.
But you're not going to know all this stuff, right?
I would know the basics of what they do for work before I go on a date with them. Yeah, you should be asking those questions
Yeah, not
to
what
see
you
if
do
you
for work, what you did for work.
to see if you want to go on a date with them. You
Yeah,
should.
but what you did for work. Like, you don't know, you're not going to know the intricate details of a person's past before the first date, usually.
I don't
I'm not
really-
saying that
Okay, yeah,
that
no.
wouldn't happen, but usually you wouldn't. So, like, by your
Correct.
logic, should I just get up and be like, oh God, gross, and just just like walk out of the room?
No, you shouldn't. That's rude. I would
could.
say continue the date, and then if you don't want to see them again, you don't have to see them again.
Well, wait a second. Wait. So the whole precondition you have for what chivalry is just rudeness.
Well, holding a door and stuff though, like
No, hang on,
you
hang on.
guys.
Let her answer. It's just rudeness.
I think it's pretty rude if you don't hold the door for a lady or an old lady.
How
or,
come if a lady doesn't hold the door for you, it's not rude?
well, if I go ahead of a guy, I do hold the door.
You see how he said old lady and that you have to be, but if I hold to a guy, like, you see what I'm saying? I don't think they're listening. They're just looking for the best argument. Hey, you notice the little Christian girl here on the top right left corner. I mean, top right corner here in my screen. She's not saying a lot. I think Andrew checked her very nice. She might talk later, but you guys notice she has not checked it because she knows what Andrew's doing. Her game is not working. She's
Good.
not
Why
chiming
don't you pay for
in.
dinner? That seems pretty rude.
That's so interesting.
Because I only pay for dinner with my friends because it's friendship. If you're going on a date, I think the men should pay. You're on a date. It's not.
Well, I think the woman should pay.
Well,
Why is that rude?
Because I'm.
What
Again.
What makes it? Hang on. What I'm asking is, what makes it rude if I have the expectation a woman pays on the date? Why is
Because
that
you're
rude?
the man, and men are the protectors and providers by nature, and they should pay for the dates.
Also, if you're asking someone,
So wait a second. So my nature is to pay for your fucking food? That's my nature? What?
if you
I don't
ask to
see
go,
why
That's
that-
the
I don't-
nature of a man is not to be a pay pig for a woman's food.
It's
at
not a
dinner.
pay pig for. It's just dinner. I mean, if you can't do it, it's just dinner. I don't
If
see
it's
what
just dinner, then why don't you do it?
You guys act like you paid for dinner, that you did this like you're a hero or something. It's just
Hang on,
dinner.
hang on. So let me get this right. Hang on. Let me get this
Hero.
right.
Hero.
Let me get this right. I
Seriously.
just want to make sure I got this straight. If you don't pay for dinner, you're a rude prick because dinner's no big deal at all. I can pay for my own dinner, but won't, right? And you, by the way, should have no expectation of gratefulness because you act like you did this big thing by paying for my dinner that I demand that you pay for.
I definitely don't.
So, how are you not the rude one here?
I don't
Like, how
have
do you
that
treat my
attitude.
ladies that way? You know what's funny? If I had a POW in a camp I was running, I wouldn't treat them as bad as that.
Yeah, I don't.
I wouldn't have that expectation if I had prisoners of war in my camp. I wouldn't treat them that rudely.
Yeah. I don't,
Oh,
I don't,
shit.
I don't
Bringing
go
the
on
prisoners
a,
of war into-
I don't go on a date acting all entitled and
I
stuff.
just,
Like I think it's. I act like a lady on a date. Like I don't know. I act like a lady on
Hold
a
on.
date. I don't like. I don't come off that way. I
Yeah,
don't know.
this
I
lady,
don't present
man.
myself like you should hold the door. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. I just note it.
Exactly.
I don't say anything. I don't say you didn't hold. You know what I mean?
Here, one comment
No.
before I have you come in on this. So I
I
guess
know
my
what you
question is, I guess to try to frame it in the final way that
You see, guys? Look at the body language here. Remember, she was the one chiming in, trying to protect their sisterhood, and she got checked. Now she knows she can't do that. Now she knows that you have a host and a second host. And I guess a guest. He's a guest. That knows the dynamic between females. Some of the social dynamics. She's in the position of, I don't think this is I don't want to fight this fight. I'm out of this one.
That I can frame it. You're pretty socially liberal. Like, you're involved in work. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Why does your social liberalism not extend to gender expectations as it relates to men?
What do you mean?
Okay, so are you feminist?
No,
Do
I mean,
you
I don't
believe in
really
equality?
have like set like
Okay, do you believe
set
in
beliefs like that.
Wait, do you believe in equality?
Yeah.
The feminist,
Wait,
there
hold
you go.
on. In your pre-show notes, you described yourself. You said you consider yourself a feminist in your pre-show notes.
I didn't say that.
Long time ago, you
Oh,
did.
me?
Long time ago, you did. Yeah, Jade, right? You said you
well,
consider yourself a feminist. Do
I
you believe in
guess-
equality?
Yeah. I
Okay,
believe
try
in
to-
Do you
yeah.
believe in like lax, socially progressive, socially liberal values? I guess.
I don't know what that means.
Are you fine with? I'm trying to think of an example here.
Transgender stuff, yeah.
I don't know.
Transformers, man. Go with Transformers.
I'm trying to think of an example that's not going to get me canceled off YouTube. You're fine with transgenderism.
There you go.
Totally cool. Like transing the kids or whatever. Like you're fine with that?
Like,
Like giving kids puberty blockers, you're fine with that?
oh no,
Oh, okay.
absolutely not.
You're fine with like women just being totally immodest or engaging in work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with men.
Yeah, men can do it too.
Either or.
So I guess,
Men do it too.
and
Oh,
I just- I'm
Brian, dude, you're making big, weak arguments here, man. Equality, boom, that's it. That's it. That's the argument. Go with that. What you're trying to do is now you're diminishing what feminism means. You're giving the ammunitions to move feminism to another area. You have to stay with equality. Equality is the smokescreen. Equality is a smokescreen to earn the privilege to be on top of the patriarchy, to use men for their own privileges. You have to start with that.
trying to reconcile your kind of socially liberal views as it pertains to women, but you hold men to rather stringent, like very strict.
Not really. I just think a lot of these things are like the bare minimum. And also, I mean, I don't have a problem doing them.
Don't you
as
think?
well.
Wait, hold on. Can I just turn this back around on you? The bare minimum when you're dating a woman is that she's not a porn star. Like, wouldn't that be the bare minimum for a guy? Like,
Well,
she doesn't fuck
Personally,
other men
that's
on
why
camera.
I quit when I was in a relationship.
But
But
wouldn't
you're
that be
ready.
the bare minimum?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And I
hold
don't
on.
agree with
you only
fucking
quit.
other people
But
in
you
a
only
relationship
quit.
and being a
Yeah,
sorry.
but you only quit when you're in a relationship. When it should be the opposite. You should quit first and then be in a relationship.
But once you've already been dating the guy for 3 months and then you guys have agreed to be in a relationship, when that guy goes on that first date with you, you're currently and actively a porn star. Whereas like your expectation on the first date,
I mean, for
bare
me-
minimum, he pays for the first date. I think most men's bare minimum is she doesn't get f***ed on camera.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like, you know, he was a man.
So okay, you have to take that personally, and we're not using it personally, but you understand you have to take personally because personally it go to a very subjective back and forward. So when she say personally, you have to say I think he should just come back like this. She said personally, I would interject and say not personally. Let's just use that as an example. Do you and that reframe the question again? Do you think at least the bare minimum for a guy should date at least somebody that's not getting, pump and dump on camera? Reframe it. But what she said, personally, there's nothing else you can do. That's subjective. Now she's just moving their argument back and forward.
Male stripper, so like
Well, that's your past relationship, but now we're having a conversation about who should pay on first dates. You're saying bare minimum, men should pay for first dates. Bare minimum, women shouldn't be in porn.
well, yeah, and I don't disagree with that. In a relationship,
But you
no.
don't like, so if I don't know, 80-70% of women, bare minimum, the guy should pay for the first date. 80-90% of men, I don't know what the breakdown is. Their bare minimum is she doesn't do porn.
Mm-hmm.
So shouldn't you like be a bit more lenient? Like, oh, okay, I'll date a progressive 50-50 dude because I'm involved in modernity activities.
Yeah, I mean, it is all in circumstance. Like I'm not super strict holding that guy to those expectations.
You said if the guy asks, the guy says 2 checks, so he's gonna pay for his shit. He's just like, hey, pay for yours. There wouldn't be a second date.
No, because it just shows that he doesn't have like the.
Oh, she's slow, bro. Brian, let her go. Let her go. She's just slow, man. She's not there, man. She got so much. She got pump and dump so many times that it really messed up her brain, guys. I don't think she's there. I don't think she can even understand how wrong her arguments sound. Like, she's just contradicting herself. At this point, she just moving the goalpost not to get. It's a little bit of sign language. A little bit of that need to be right. So she's moving the answer, but Brian has not locked her in, and he has not put her between the walls yet. So she's just moving the argument back and forward.
Interest in really pursuing things with me, and when there's competition out there, why would I pick the one who couldn't?
But what if he says, he's like, hey, this is just my standard when going on first dates. I'm really, really interested in you. Like, I want a long-term relationship. In fact, be my girlfriend tonight.
Yeah. Well, if you said that beforehand and made that clear that those are like the terms you live your life by, sure, cool.
So
I would have no issue paying for my first date if somebody, communicated.
Isn't that why a guy's going on a date with you? Because he wants to date you? Like, he wants to be in a relationship? Like, he's just taking you on a date just...
I've had a lot of guys take me on dates so they could just f me after.
Well, there's that, sure.
Don't a lot of guys just try to
guys
ask
don't
people
have
out to get their pee-pee sucked?
pure intentions like that.
Oh, my God.
That's too surface level.
It just went down the rail.
Well, what are your intentions?
My intentions when I go on a date with a guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know until after the first date, right? Like, if it didn't
Oh,
go...
she's an angel. She's a victim, see? Yeah, that was a good question. I have to give it to Brian on that end. That was a good question. I did not expect that question.
Oh, well, I mean, my intentions can change.
Okay. I do have to move it on just because we've been on this for a while, but we do have Lucas coming in here.
Actually, I mean, Brian's getting much better. I think he needs to grant some arguments. The problem is that he needs to grab some argument. That way he can grab her argument and destroys it better, right? He's just going this back and forward. When you go in this back and forward, the back and forward is not a good tactic for this reason. Especially, she's not even listening to you. So she notice this, that she's always looking up. Like, up and trying to look for a way to just get out of the conversation. Just grant the arguments. Yeah, no problem. And just go back to that same question, that same statement, and see you, because now that you granted her argument, you can use it again. But we don't have to go there. I granted that guys have bad intention, only want to F. But what about yours? What is your intention? No, I just know after the first or second day. Really? You just selected a guy and just don't know your intention? Right in the first date, you don't know the intentions, like things like that, right? I'm a salesman, so some of these strategies do work when it comes down to these kind of debates. But I'm not a debater since I don't dominate the language 100%, right? Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one.